Well, hey, everybody, welcome to another show. Jim Hall, you ought to know, from the Santa Fe Dam Recreation Area. And we're here for another week of Faire. Faire Fun 2009. And this fair promises to bring you some music as well as some live drama. Some live reenactment coming here at this year's Renaissance Pleasure Fair. You can see behind me the entrance there. A lot of people headed in to have a good time. And of course, that means one of our favorite things: food, the music, the entertainment, kids' games. There's even going to be the Queen going to be abroad here on the Renaissance Fair. We're at the Santa Fe Dam Recreation Area, Irwindale Avenue off the 210 freeway. The 210 at the 605 in Irwindale is where we are. Renaissance Fair continues through May 17th this year. And you'll be able to come out and have a good time at this year's Renaissance Pleasure Fair, the Santa Fe Dam Recreation Area. You want to stay with us on this show simply because you ought to know. Stay with us, everybody. A lot of music and fun coming up. Welcome back, everybody. Jim Hall, you ought to know, and we are at the annual Renaissance Pleasure Fair here at the Santa Fe Recreation Dam area in Irwindale, California. Almost said Devore. I'm so used to Devore after a number of years, but
we have moved.
Yes, a number of years ago. This is probably the fourth or fifth year here at the Santa Fe Dam Recreation area, and I'm in an area that's called RenQuest. Tell me about RenQuest. What is that?
And what we do here is we have a slumbering dragon who is currently about to be awakened from her sleep. We are requesting travelers to come with us and help us to defeat this dragon. We need to earn your trust slowly. They come little tasks for us. As we get to know them, it gets harder and harder. Eventually we face the dragon and slay her.
All right, we're going to learn about the dragon. First, I've got to learn about you. You are?
My name is Marked. I am the Magi of this tribe.
And the tribe includes how many people?
We have about, so far, how much you say, Thorin? He our leader.
Including all of our questers, or just the ones who are here all the time?
Just us all the time. We have about 20 of our band. We are the band of the Twisted Claw.
But if we count all the questers we have so far, we're almost 150 now.
150 after that. All right. Now, a little bit about RenQuest. What do we need to know about this area?
About this area, you mean the land we are in?
The land we are in.
Well, this is the Sacred Heart Grove here in the Port Deptford. This is this spot. See, there comes a backstory. There was a hero who slayed her mate an age ago, and he married his love in this very spot, and we have chosen this spot as our camp in honor of that departed hero. And plus we have his mate here who is trying to wake from his slumber. And we are here in Port Deptford because Queen Elizabeth is here for the festival at the same time. So we have traveled long and far to be here, seeking brave adventures, for we knew many people would come from faraway lands to come to this land, for the Queen is here, and then we come and we bring them into our band to help us learn the land, become great warriors and magi in their own right, to help us defeat Blood Tharkin for all time.
Well, these warriors, as you describe your tribe or the clan, are these in support of the Queen?
Well, yes. We are here in the Queen's land, so we will behave ourselves for the Queen.
We are gypsies, though, so not always in support. Sometimes we take what we need.
Whenever you need it.
Yes. Whenever we need
it. But don't show this to the Queen. I don't want her here in that part.
All right, now there has to be a story about the dragon. What kind of story goes with the dragon?
The story about the dragon. Well, as I said, an age ago, there was a great dragon who was terrorizing this countryside. Now, this dragon, he was slain by a young hero, young Sir Nicholas, who is a member of our Order of the Sun, which is one of our factions we are descended from. But this dragon, he have a mate, and the mate is Blood Tharkin. And as you may not know, with dragonkind, it is the females that are the bigger and the meaner, the much, much fiercer.
Well, that goes with our common and modern day history as well.
Even though it's always the women who do control the strings.
Yeah. All right, walk this way with me, and we're going to talk a little bit about the tribe and what you have here. The dragon behind me, we don't want to awaken the slumbering dragon there, not quite yet.
But she might try to eat your face. You know?
All right, well, I like it the way it is right at this moment.
It is very nice.
What happens, what else goes on here with the tribe in this area?
Well, this is where we bring our adventures in. Here we have new adventurers who are now signing up to become questers, and then they come to us and we send them out to learn the lay of the land, to study the ways of the warrior and the ways of the magi, and to go solve the riddles and find ancient treasures for us. And they bring them back here, and as they gain experience and they grow wise and powerful, soon they will be strong enough to help us face Blood Tharkin herself in the final battle.
It sounds almost like a recruitment to me. Are you looking for new?
We're always looking for new blood. Good, fresh, young blood to come join our band of the Twisted Claw. For that is our name. We are the band of the Twisted Claw. And yes, it's because of the face.
All right, we have some people I see in the wings over here. Describe some of these peoples and some of what I'm seeing, the way they are dressed.
Well,
Hi, well, we are not from this land. As the rest, they do dress as the Elizabethan, as the English. We are from a faraway land in which we dress a little differently. We are from hotter climates. Some call it Arabia, some call it other things. These people in there, we have Esmeralda over there. She does. Esmeralda is our fix-it. She's a little crazy, so don't get too close to her. You might lose your head.
Now she's using devices here in her hands. In fact, it looks like some sort of a card. What is she doing?
She will tell your fortune, actually. Would you like your fortune told?
Well, let's see what we've got. Sure, well, let's go. She's actually doing one here now?
Divide to 2 files.
looks like Esmeralda's teaching.
She's going to tell your fortune?
Oh, she is, you know. She's a gypsy.
No, it's draw a card of destiny. On your quest, everyone gets a chance. On level 2 to draw a card of destiny. And I tell them what their destiny may be for that day.
All right, so
she picked my card for me. See what my destiny.
No, here.
I
Divide
picked.
in 2.
Oh,
divided in two.
all right.
And
Pick one card from any file.
Top, bottom, middle. Where?
Wherever you wish. It's your card, my love.
is that really the card you want?
That's the card I want.
Oh. This is most excellent of cards. You see, it's 4 of cups. The cups represent the vessel. The vessel holds all of our love, all of our lust, all of our worldly possessions. And you see this person by 3, he's sleeping. The 4th cup is being offered to him, yes? But he's sleeping. He may miss the greatness in this cup if he does not awaken. So the meaning of this card is to wake up and look around you for all the opportunities that may be.
I told you that was the perfect card for you. Wake up!
I have to wake up.
Smell the coffee.
I think he has gypsy.
All right.
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, thank you for having us over.
Thank you for coming and witnessing.
How many people do you get through here on any given day?
Anywhere between
Like 30 to 40.
30 to 40, yes. 20 to 50.
New ones, we get the
New ones each time. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And you are?
I am Thorin Grimm. I am the Rombaro, the big man of this companion.
All right.
Yes.
Well, we're here, the Santa Fe Dam Recreation Area. In fact, look right over here. Water out here, the mountains back here. You couldn't ask for a better setting. It certainly beats Saudi Arabia or the deserts where you come from. It reminds you of home. Yes, it does.
Traveler, you know.
Let me pull a card out and see what I've got real quick here. I've got about 30
Okay,
seconds.
pull card.
Any card.
Any
card.
card.
I'm going to go for
See
that
what
one
you
right
like.
there.
Oh, you have to show her.
Oh, no.
Oh.
I'm in love.
Oh, he is in love.
The world is your card, my friend.
The world is my card.
The world is his card. He has chosen a card of his destiny. The world is open to you. All the opportunities that could ever happen will be open to you. What you have to do to make your destiny real is to grab them and make them your own.
You lucky
All right.
man.
I've got the card of the day, I guess,
You
huh?
are.
All right, welcome everybody to
have
Santa
the
Fe.
world.
Yes, the world is at my fingertips. I've heard that before. Melts in my mouth, not in my hand. We're here at the Santa Fe Dam Recreation Area this year's Renaissance Pleasure Fair. Come out and enjoy RenQuest with us right here. If you can't make it down in person, 605 Freeway at the 210 Irwindale Avenue exit, you'll find it here, and you can go to renaissancefair.com for more information. Stay with us, everybody, simply because you ought to know. We'll be right back.
All my life I will travel the
Wow, that's fantastic. Owen Fife, the music there, and of course Owen has been known around. I ran into some people and they said even one opened and was restocking a classical musical store, couldn't keep your music in the store. She ended up to be the public relations person in charge of Renaissance Fair, and when she found out on stage that she'd actually met you once, she couldn't believe that you were a live person.
Well, I'm surprised sometimes too.
But he's very much alive and well now. And how long have you been doing the music that you do?
Well, I've been doing the greatest hits of the 16th century for
400
a
years?
cacophony of years, a plethora of times.
Well, you certainly are well known, and it's safe to say it's all international as well, because they know you in Germany, they know you in Denmark, they know you in Sweden, and you've performed with a lot of the different groups. In fact, you're tied in with one of the groups that we have on the show.
Yes, the group that I normally tie in with is the New World Renaissance Band.
Mm-hmm.
Alas, they are away at another fair doing that, but I'm here as a solo performer. And but I'm also playing with Wohlgemuth as well, which is an interesting stretch because it's voice and bagpipes.
Sure. Now, the type of music you do, how do you describe it? But more than that 16th century sound, but you have such an exquisite sound to that voice that you have.
Thank you for noticing. Thank you. Again, doing the greatest hits of the 16th century or earlier. We go back to the 12th century. And one of the fun things about doing ancient music is you get to do music in so many different languages. We do songs in English, Spanish, Italian, French, Latin, German, Welsh, Provençal, Hungarian, Ukrainian, Gaelic, Portuguese. The list goes on and on.
What is your favorite genre of the music to do, though, that you do out of that?
They all have their charm. It's fun to do the Celtic things. It's very fun to do some of the ancient Spanish, which is, of course, pre-flamenco. But you hear the beginnings of flamenco happening. And there's also the charm to the court music, the lute music of the day, but also to the gypsy music that shows up here and there.
Now, you're here for the run of the Renaissance Fair?
Yes.
And that goes through May 17th. Now, Owen, the music that you perform, do you change it around? Do you pick different things that you feel at the day? Or?
The music, it's lasted 400 years or more. I don't really tamper with it too much, although, the only thing that changes might be our jokes.
Okay. Is there a way that people can contact you? Is there a website, the Modern Day Industry, and you do have CDs available?
Yes, there's a website. It is nightwatchrecording.com. Come and visit, and you can even join a mailing list there, and CDs are available there.
All right. Owen Fife, everybody, and you can enjoy his music here at the Renaissance Pleasure Fair, Santa Fe Dam Recreation Area, 605 freeway at the 210, and get off at Irwindale Avenue, and you'll be right here. Beautiful setting. You can see the mountains. The music is all going to be part of it, too, and the food.
Life is good.
Life is good. Simply because, like with every show, you ought to know. Stay back. We'll be here to wrap up the show in just a few minutes, and, of course, more music. Welcome back, everybody. Jim Hall, you ought to know at this year's Renaissance Pleasure Fair at the Santa Fe Recreation Dam area, 605 freeway at the 210. Irwindale Avenue is the exit you'll want to take, and you can meet this guy. He's internationally known. I got to mention that. Internationally known. As in fact, people were in London, the Tower of London. They know your name. They know the group, and the group is
Wohlgemuth.
Wohlgemuth, and you are?
My name is Misha, and I am the artistic director for Wohlgemuth.
And you've been doing this for how long? Because I've heard about you everywhere.
Oh, I've been performing for almost 20 years now. Almost 20 years. The group's about 10 years old.
And you have different groups that actually go out under the name of Wohlgemuth?
Well, there's just one Wohlgemuth, and what I do is I look for people who have time available because it's very time-intensive traveling and touring and making sure we can cover the schedule. So I have lots of colleagues that work with me here in the United States, also in Germany, in Sweden. I have a few French colleagues too that perform with me. But for the last few years, I've been concentrating on performing more in the United States.
But you actually control all the music that happens with the group, yeah.
All the arrangements, that's my music, the arrangements, they're all based on historical and traditional music.
And we don't talk about, we've seen other modern day type instruments used, but yours is what we call, I've been told you got to see, it's a very pure.
Well, we focus on using historical instruments. So we have historical bagpipes, Rauschpfeife, which is the instrument I play, which is the exact same instrument that's in the bagpipe. It's like the chanter in the bagpipe. The difference is I blow through it directly, and we also use other period instruments such as the sackbut, recorders, fiddles, flutes, harp players on occasion, lute. We have large drums that we built that are based on historical models. So we really focus on using historical instruments.
Can you give me a little sample on this instrument that you're holding?
Oh, it's very loud.
Okay, let's see what you got.
All right.
You ready?
Here we go.
That was just a sampling of it. Now,
That's it. I don't want to play too much because I think there's a show starting very shortly behind us. So.
yes. Now
But if you if you want to visit us at our next performance, you'll hear a lot of it.
well, I heard the group is it is loud. The drums are out there. Everything's going on, but it's a very good.
Well, we tend to play a lot of loud music, but we also do have a softer and a gentler side, which focuses on quiet music with vocals. And this is relatively new for us. We have a guest vocalist that's working with us this year, Mr. Owen Fife. Phenomenal vocal. He has a voice that's like an angel, and so it's a real challenge for us to see if we can blend our instruments with his voice.
Now, how long have you been actually doing this? How'd you get into it?
How much time do we have?
Well, we got a little bit of time.
A little bit of time. Well, I studied music and went to the university to study music, and while I was there, I was playing the French horn, but I discovered early music and decided I really liked that a lot, and so after my undergraduate degree, I went ahead and did a graduate degree in music for early music and a graduate degree in musicology, the systematic study of music.
What did you find in that, in early music, that really sparked it off for you?
For me, it's primarily the fact that the instruments I think are fascinating and they have a really unique sound, and I just gravitated towards that. And the other thing I find amazing about the early music is because there's a less how do I put this? There's less information about how early music was played, which means that as a performer, I have a lot more freedom in how I interpret it.
Sure.
Whereas today, modern music is interpreted very straightly, and there's a lot of ideas about how classical music is supposed to be played, or even something like jazz. But in early music, there's a lot more freedom in it. Because we really don't know. There's no recordings that exist. We just simply have some notation. It's very simple, and we have some ideas about the instruments.
And the music that you perform, that we're going to hear on some of your CDs, is this music that you have written specifically? Is this music that you've researched?
The majority is researched, and we focus on music from the 13th through 17th centuries, so quite a lot of time, 5 centuries, it's a lot. Plus we do some traditional music. I was fortunate enough to live in Sweden for a while and fell in love with Scandinavian folk music. I also do some Eastern European folk music. And so we look for music that works on our instruments and how we can arrange it. And then my job as the artistic director is to arrange that music for the instruments. So the arrangements are mine, but the music for the most part is historical. On occasion I will write a song. In fact, I've written a few songs. But really there's just a lot of good music out there, so we're trying our best to find it and bring it to the public.
What would you tell a youngster that's really interested in this early type music and these instruments? How do you find these instruments to do this?
It is a challenge. It's very much a challenge, and it's not easy. I wish it were. For me personally, most of my instruments were handmade for me, one of a kinds, by builders they're here in the United States or in Europe, mostly in Germany. And you have to really be diligent. You have to really seek these instruments out. Now, the good part is that there are a lot of modern instruments that you can start on that will then transfer into an earlier music. For instance, if you're interested in the lute, you can learn how to play the lute on a guitar. If you're interested in a medieval stringed instrument, well, a modern string instrument will do the same thing, like a violin or something like that. And of course there's recorders, which are relatively simple flutes, and percussion, there's lots of percussion instruments. And I believe that you should have a lot of percussion in the music. That's my unique perspective.
All right. Well, we're here at this year's Renaissance Pleasure Fair at the Santa Fe Dam Recreation Area.
Which is outdoors, as you can hear.
Yes, it is. We're here. And we're doing it simply because, like with every show, enjoy the music. You ought to know. We'll see you next time, everybody. We'll be right back to wrap it up. Well, hey, everybody, that's going to put the wraps on another show. Jim Hall from the Renaissance Pleasure Fair at the Santa Fe Dam Recreation Area. And we've slayed another show, dragging over my shoulder here in the RenQuest area. We've seen Titans, Warriors, Trojans, Knights, all the sports teams of the medieval ages. And now I've got the little angel right here, my grandson, Caden. Did you have a good time out here? I know, you want to get back to the food, right? That's easy to see. We hope you'll come out to the Renaissance Pleasure Fair through May 17th here at the Santa Fe Dam Recreation Area, Interstate, let's see, it's 210 at the 605. Get off at Irwindale, and it's right here. In fact, you can go to the website, renaissancepleasurefair.com, renaissancefair.com, and that will take you there too. Like with every show, we've had a good time. We've enjoyed the food, the fun, the entertainment, and we hope you'll come out and see us here simply because you ought to know. Caden, you ready? Dragon time.